Hi guys, so today I thought I would do the TTC tag. So for those who don't know, because my sister asked me what does TTC mean, that is trying to conceive. And there's a whole bunch of acronyms in the TTC world that is a whole other video because there are so many of them, and you really get to learn them when you are on this journey. You're following people on YouTube, or on forums and stuff like that. You just learn a whole bunch of different acronyms. Today, anyways, I'm going to be doing this tag because I thought it was kind of fun and cute, and you get to learn a little bit about the people. I got this from Follow the Hills on YouTube. I'm following their journey. I just think they're like such a cute couple. And so I got most of the questions from them, but I did add a couple of questions I've seen in other videos as well. So I'm going to just start then. So this is not a 32-minute video. Okay, so here I go. Number 1, your husband and your names and ages. And also I have my notebook like right here, so if I am looking off to the side, that's what I'm looking at. Sorry if it's annoying, but I gotta get the questions from somewhere. So anyway, so your husband and your names and ages. So my husband's name is Chris, and he is 25. He'll be 26 in April of 2017. And my name is Lacy, and I am 24, and I'll be 25 in February of next year. Number 2, how long have you been together? So Chris and I have been together for 9 years. We started dating August 2007, and we got engaged officially in October of 2012 and married in October 2014. So a total of 9 years, 2 years married. Number 3, how long have you been TTC? So we have been trying to conceive for 2 years, November 1st. 1 year without any medication, just on our own, and then 1 year with. And that is number 4. How many kids do you have / want? So we have 0, except we have fur babies, and although they are not human babies, they still require a lot of work. So, but like human kids, no, we don't have any. How many do we want? So this. Our expectations have went down quite a bit since beginning this journey. I mean, at least I know mine have. I come from a big family. My husband comes from a big family, both blended families. And before I met my husband, I was kind of actually like tossed up on if I wanted kids. I never really actually felt like the really motherly kind of figure for a long time, and I think it's because when you come from a family that parents are separated or divorced and stuff, it's kind of hard to think about that because I don't know, it just scares you. You don't ever want to put kids through that, and I know that doesn't always happen, but so long story short, I eventually said, okay, maybe I'll have 2 kids. Like 2 sounds like a good number. And then when my husband and I got together and we started talking about our family and what we wanted in the future, it's been like this for a while where we always were like, we want 3. If we could pick the sexes, we'd want 2 boys and 1 girl, and we always wanted 3. Now, at this point, I would just be so grateful and happy for 1. So, yes, I would like a bigger family or like a medium-sized family, but at this point, I'd be happy with whatever I get because obviously, it's hard to just get the 1 right now. So, yeah, I'd be grateful for anything. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 5, have you been diagnosed with any kind of infertility? Yes. So I have PCOS, and I also have, which is kind of like a new finding, a subseptate uterus, so a heart-shaped uterus. Number 6, what sex are you hoping for? So like I previously said, we always kind of wanted 2 boys and 1 girl, but honestly, I don't care. Like, if I were to have 1, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want a girl, but that's only because there seems to be a lot more boys in my family now. It used to be dominated by girls, and my husband comes from a family with a lot of boys. And my sister has 2 boys, like my nephews. So I'd be lying if I said I didn't want a girl. But at the same time, I really, again, I just want a baby, a healthy baby, and it really doesn't matter when you look at the end game. So number 5, or not number 5, this is number 7. Are you on any medications or treatments for infertility? So yes, I've just been on Clomid so far. I think I just finished my 6th round, which was unsuccessful. And with Clomid, I also did the last 2 cycles, so cycle 5 and 6, I did the HCG trigger shot, the Ovidrel, as well to trigger ovulation. And then I was also the last 2 cycles on progesterone, 2 days 2 days after doing the trigger shot as well to thicken the lining for an embryo to attach and to support a pregnancy. So I was on those kind of 3 the last couple of rounds, but before that I did 4 rounds of just Clomid. Number 8, does your husband know all about the TTC cycle? Yes, he does now. If he says he doesn't, well, he does. He knows. Yeah, he knows what to expect when I'm doing Clomid or when, I don't know, like he's very aware of the female cycle now, and then also a female cycle on fertility drugs now. So he is pretty familiar with it, unfortunately, but he's always been, my husband's like one of the best men I've ever met. Like, I know a lot of people's husbands or boyfriends and stuff who are so grossed out by like a woman like talking about their period and stuff, and they don't want to hear it, and they don't think women like, you know, are nothing gross. Like, they don't want to hear anything gross. And my husband is, from the start of our relationship, he was always like, you know what, every woman has to deal with it. Like, I don't care, tell me about it. Like, I don't, like, it doesn't gross me out. Like, so I really appreciate that, because when you are TTCing, there's no, like, everything's amplified. So I don't know what numbers are anymore because I added more numbers. So I'm not gonna say number anymore. I'm just gonna go with the question. So what are some crazy things you do while TTC? I'm not gonna get graphic, because if I have family like watching this, like, I am not gonna get too crazy, but all I can say, and this is what's so annoying when people say, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried this? We have tried everything, anything that you can imagine, to try to have a baby, different positions, different anything. Like, let's just put it out there. We've tried everything. So yeah, we've, I don't know, we've done really silly things and superstitious things, and some non-X-rated stuff I can tell you that I've personally tried, that people have recommended. Like, I did, like, the Robitussin thing. Apparently, when you're on Clomid, it's not really good for your CM. Like, it kind of does a counter effect on that. So then a lot of people swear by Robitussin, the mucus one. And you're like, you know, there's a dosage you're supposed to take each day around the time before ovulation and then up until ovulation. And it's supposed to make it better. We've tried a whole bunch of things. And yeah, so that answers that one. Do you plan to do pregnancy vlogs? Once I get like a legit good camera, I definitely plan on doing pregnancy vlogs. I've wanted this for so long. I've dreamed about this. I prayed for this. I've everything for this for so long that when I'm lucky enough, to like conceive, I will definitely want to document it and look back, because I'm not one of those people, like, I think pregnancy is beautiful, and I would totally want to document that, of course. How many HPTs do you go through a cycle? So for those who don't know, so that's home pregnancy tests. And at the beginning, I would say, I don't know the count, but I definitely went through a lot. I spent a lot of money on pregnancy tests, and then I eventually started getting like the dollar store brand and stuff like that. But still, like, I did a lot, and I did it even when I probably knew I would get like a negative because it was too early on in the cycle. But I still did it. Like, I was addicted there for a little bit. Now I don't do it. I had a couple bad cycles, devastating cycles where, my cycle number 5, I kind of tested a bit too soon, and after the trigger shot, and I kind of got a false positive. So I wasn't sure if it was still the trigger shot or if it was a pregnancy, and it turned out I wasn't pregnant. So I just got my hopes up and stuff. So I just kind of swore off doing pregnancy tests and just waiting for my beta HCG blood test. So, do your friends and family know your TTC? Yes, they do. I am an open book. I've been an open book for years and years. It's something that helps me heal and process things. Everyone's different, and I don't know if it makes anyone uncomfortable, but I definitely I put it out there for everyone, and so my family definitely knows about it. I don't know how much they understand the TTC world, but they definitely try to sympathize, and I'm very open with them, so they understand our wants and our need for a baby. Do you have a birth plan? So I am not going to get a bunch of mom haters when I say this, because I am so aware that everyone goes in with a birth plan. Like when you're pregnant, you have these ideas of this is what I want to do. And sometimes it goes that way, but a lot of the times it doesn't happen the way you want it to happen. And I know that you don't know what it's like until you're there. So I'm not going to say what's for sure going to happen. Of course, I would like to have a natural vaginal delivery. I'm not completely against an epidural if needed. It kind of scares me. I mean, think a big old needle like that terrifies me. But, and I know I can't compare myself to my mom, but she had like 5 children. Her first child, she did have an epidural. She was young. She was kind of like pressured into it. But 4 other children were born vaginally with no pain meds. So, and I have a very similar pain tolerance to my mom, so I'm thinking, like, I can do it. But at the same time, I don't know the circumstances of where I will be. Like, if I'm pregnant with twins, I mean, all bets are off. And I know that C-section, it might be the way that I need to get my children out or my child out safely, and that is just what it's going to have to be. So, like, of course, I'd like an easier delivery. I'd like to just have a vaginal delivery for easier recovery and healing. But again, I know that doesn't always happen. So is your significant other on the same page as you as far as TTC? Okay. So, yes. For a while there, we went through a really, really, really hard time where I wanted to kind of keep going, and it was really stressful for him too, and he wanted to just kind of like take a breather, take a break, and I found it really hurtful because I didn't think he understood how invested I am in this, and I thought that I didn't think we were on the same page, but it took a lot of communication and kind of getting through things to kind of find our place together in this, and so now I would say we're definitely on the same page. We've talked lots about, how far we'll go and kind of like what our game plan is, and it seems like it's very, very similar. So like I would say definitely now, but it doesn't mean that we didn't go through some hard times and stuff, because it's very different for a man and a woman when they're processing this. So the last question is, how long will you try before you take a break or give up? There's been times where I definitely, after a hard cycle, I've been like, I just want to take a break. Like, I'm so over this. I'm so sick of these hormones. I'm so sick of feeling this way, because you kind of feel like a prisoner in your own body, and just brings you down a lot. And it just gets tiring, like constantly seeing negative, and then seeing all these people around you get pregnant and they didn't even try that hard, or they're, it's frustrating. But to answer the question on how long, we will never give up. We will never really rest until we get our baby. And so, I mean, that's how it stands right now. I don't know how it will be in the future, but right now, my husband decided to surprise me, so I told him, you cannot come in while I'm filming. That does not fly. So anyways, right now, we will not give up. And how far will we go? We will go until we get our baby, regardless if it's through fertility, like further fertility treatments like IUI, IVF. Hopefully it doesn't have to get that far. I'm open to adoption. My husband, it's something that he's still processing, the adoption part of the whole thing, but we'll get there, and hopefully one day we'll get our baby. Not hopefully, we will. So anyways, this has been the TTC tag, and I will put down the questions that I answered below in the description. And please like this video and subscribe to me, because eventually, like I said, I will be getting better quality videos out there for everyone to view, and you can kind of follow my journey. So anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.